Did you know that over 100,000 requests for Barack Obama's birth certificate? That set a record. And now, of course, Honolulu will not send out any more. But the reason that I mentioned that is because we have allowed ourselves to become so badly divided that even facts don't matter. The latest deal, yes, you sent his birth certificate, but he was flown from Kenya overnight. Y'all not walking with me? Flown from Kenya overnight so that it could show that he was born in the United States. Y'all thought you think I'm making this up. That's the newest, the latest. Now, we are seeing things now that were totally unacceptable 30 years ago. When someone comes on TV and speaks racially disparaging remarks about African American women. What happens now is not condemnation, but rather, well, yeah, that's really bad what he just said, but it's not, you know, he's not racist. It's not.
All right.
Words. The thing in Washington that just drives me crazy. People say things, and then after somebody comes back and tells them how dumb their words were, they come back and say, I didn't mean that. What I meant was, it was a misconstruction. Misconstruction. Simple sentence. It's a verb. It's a noun. Subject. Misconstruction. And so now, people can say things on television that they couldn't say 30 years ago. That's what's going on in the country with words. And so we're becoming so badly divided that we refuse to believe things that are so factual that it's almost an act of mental retardation to deny it. But we have come to the point where we are almost hating people in this country. I don't believe that you can hear more hateful words in Baghdad than you can hear in Washington, D.C. Republicans and Democrats. Hateful words. A woman on the committee with me walks down to the floor of the House of Representatives and calls a decorated lieutenant a coward on the floor of the House of Representatives. Words. TV commercials, get ready for them. I told my children, in case I'm not around when their children are born, you will be able to look your children in the eye and say, your grandfather never ran a negative ad on the radio or television. When I get to the point where I have to attack somebody, that's the time I'm through. I don't need that. If I can't beat somebody with my ideas, I don't need to be there. Here's what happens, the reason we're held in such low esteem, we being elected officials. We get ready to run, and so people go on television with their negative ads. And both sides are calling each other crooks and dogs and snake doctors and just whatever. So anybody who wins is a crook or a snake doctor, because that's what, maybe one were 10 or 12 more snake doctors than the other, based on whether or not he had more contribution to buy more time. But here's what happens. Let's assume we have two groups. Let's divide this room with this table here. And we're going to try to plan a trip to Jamaica. And so we tell the people on this side of the room, you guys, begin to look for a way to get the lowest fare for all of us to go. And this side tries to do the same. And so you start listening to the radio and TV, and you look at the ads. So you see this ad says, "Fly Delta," because Continental pilots drink when they fly. And one of them was seen with a woman who was not his wife. And we saw one of the attendants at an adult bookstore. Don't fly Continental, fly Delta. Then Continental runs an ad. Don't fly Delta. The CEO of Delta wears women's underwear. Fly Continental. So we come together and probably make a decision, let's take the bus. Why? We've been frightened away from both airlines. And that's what's happening in the government of the United States of America. People are being frightened away because we run these ads attacking each other over and over and over and over again. No wonder the people in this country hold Congress below 20% approval rating because of how brutal we become in the ads. And I tell people who come to me and ask for my support, I will say, if you're going to run a negative ad, I'm not with you. You say you're a Democrat? Got you. I'm still not with you if you're running a negative ad. Run an ad talking about your ideas and what you can do for the country, or what you can do for a city, or what you can do for the state. Not that your other person, it's a bad deal if you have to win your spouse by talking against somebody else vying for your spouse's attention. Now, baby, don't go with him now. Let me tell you about him. You just can't feel good if she chooses you after that. Y'all not walking with me. You want to win somebody based on who you are, on your strong somebodyness. And in politics, that's not what we do anymore. I spoke with the House historian who said, as I asked question after question after question, trying to figure out where we were compared to history, and he said, "No, this is bad. We used to have people in the 1800s who had cane fights. Yes, we even had some people who went out and had a duel. However, they didn't have to worry about the duel being shown every 5 minutes on CNN. In fact, there were people in the country who probably found out about it 12 years later. But now, everything is everywhere in a nanosecond. And so it has a cumulative effect on us. That's all we think about when we think of Washington, is how horrible it is. In January, Washington had the biggest snow, the coldest weather it's had in 100 years.